Recording. Okay.
This
Morning.
is the starting point.
Yeah. So, okay. Morning, evening, good afternoon, folks across the globe. This part of the video presentation talks about our DMAG tool, data migration, archiving, and governance tool that sits on B2P and communicates to S4HANA in this case, but also it can communicate to Ariba, SuccessFactors, MDG, so on and so forth. So what you see here is the URL link to on BTP, Business Technology Platform, where the DMAG is situated. DMAG has, there are about 6 modules I can see. Starts with cleansing data. So it could cleanse the S4 data, S4 master data, or the ECC masters as well as a prep to S4 migration. As you see here, there are sales masters, procurement masters, finance masters, supply chain, so on and so forth. It covers the whole gamut of master data process. Today, we're going to talk about finance master. And finance master, as you guys know, has number of objects, as you can see here. All the accounting objects. You see the controlling objects, product costing, enterprise structures. What DMAG does is, if you look at the GL as an example, it will cleanse any of the inaccuracies, inconsistencies, errors using the business rules automation. You can set the business rules based on the client needs. It also does the SAP standard practices, uses the business best practices based on the industry, and ensures that all the errors, inconsistencies, any of the gaps. If it needs to construct some data in S4, it does construct some data. Make sure the GL is complete 100% in S4 HANA. And it also, we'll talk about that, it does migrate the data from ECC to S4 HANA. We'll talk in the next module. So that's the cleansing. Cleansing is required for making sure that SAP S4 HANA model is in place, and then do the migration. So the data migration helps with the migrating data. That's the second module. We have the blue field carve-outs, where you can have a selective data transition. You can also do historical data loads. If you have a data that's historical from the non-SAP system, you can load that into SAP S4HANA. And you can migrate the data from ECC to S4 or non-SAP systems, such as Microsoft, Oracle, Great Plains, and so on and so forth, into S4HANA. That's what you see as the data migration. So we'll go into data migration. You see the number of objects I can see. We have a comprehensive coverage of master data objects, as you can see here. Also, there are some transactional data elements if you scroll down. Service contracts, then you have the loan management, the bill invoices, inbound deliveries, repair contracts, so on and so forth. All those are also brought in. It is used for syncing data between non-SAP systems and S4 systems. In case the clients have multiple ERP systems, you can sync it between non-SAP to SAP S4 HANA. It also does the data synchronization between SAP ECC and S4 HANA ongoing basis. So the client have ECC system for a business unit, and the other business units are running in S4 HANA or a central finance. You can take ECC data and consolidate into S4 HANA or central finance. So that's about the data migration, and the screens you see, they're all B2P, is activated on B2P. Then it has the archiving. Our clients are asking for archiving previous historical data and only bring in 5 years or so, 5 years or less data into SAP S4HANA. So we have archive process wherein we archive this data into offline storage and then bring that, retrieve that archive documents via the standard transactions within SAP S4HANA or in SAP ECC. Our archiving process is very unique, compelling, that it is by the process chain, business process area, and by each object within that business process. So if you would like to archive order to cash or quote to cash process here, we start off with the quotations, start archiving, and all the dependent objects within OTC will be archived so that the dependencies and the data integrity is preserved as we go through the whole end-to-end process. It has a similar process, SAP archiving. It writes it to the offline storage. It deletes from the online SAP system, either a sports system or EC system, and then it reads automatically from the offline storage into the standard SAP S/4HANA transactions or ECC transactions automatically. So that's the unique proposition we have for archiving. Now let's go to the next one. We also have the data carve-outs, system refreshes. We refresh, DMAG helps us refresh from the production system to dev and quality systems. It can also help with the carving out a company code, a plant out of a current S4 system and standing up a new S4 system for acquisitions and divestitures. The process of system refresh and carve out can also be done by process chains. So it can take each business process and all the dependent objects within the business process and can carve out data from production to quality or dev systems. It has the client copy functionality. It can take the source client, copy to target client. As you can see, it can also has the Z tables, any of the custom processes clients have built. It can also do the table carve outs. So if you want a specific table you want to carve out from source to target, DMAG has the capability to do the table carve outs as well, source to target. As you can see, we cover majority of the business process: quote to cash, source to pay, record to report, manufacturing, the warehouse and logistics, supply chain, quality, project systems, so on and so forth. So all the processes are covered. Again, it is a process area wise, company code wise, plant wise, and as by client, a system, a client refresh as well. So that's about the data carve outs. And we also have the full refreshes actually under data carve-outs. Under system refresh, there's also a full refresh. If a client want to build a new system, it can build a new system as well from the source system. It has the masking capability. It has the scrambling capability for any of the data that is sensitive data, compensation, demographics of a person, personal data of an employee. Those all would be masked and scrambled so that users don't have access to that data in the non-production systems. We have master data governance. The governance module covers all the master data maintenance, master data creation for business partners, materials, cost centers, profits, and so on and so forth. So using the BTP platform, using a template, the users can enter the key fields, and then the DMAG takes that into validation. There's a workflow process where the approvals are made for the creation of the master data maintenance. And then it also has the capability to store, to capture that data into S4 system or MDG system, whichever is required here. Finally, DMAG offers the industry solutions. We have industry solutions for the mining, oil and gas, pharma, consumer products, and wholesale distribution. These are the solutions primarily used in the greenfield. It has the buildable blueprints, process prints, what we call it. We go to the client, we try to do we execute fit to standard process mapping, transformation, best practices, and modernization using these buildable blueprints. And then the configuration, custom code attached to it. If it's SAP ECC, it will identify automatically which configuration and custom code enables this business process and brings in automatically. If it's non-SAP, Similarly, it will extract all the configuration custom code and the data brings into SAP S/4HANA. That concludes all the modules, 6 modules we have in B2P. Thank you all. Appreciate it.